West, y'all.
You know, there's little changes they have done, like with Ms. Ellington. I think they've brought in Liquorland.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well.
and
What they have done that
yeah.
without you, if it weren't for you guys? Was
No,
that a reaction to what you guys are?
I don't think they would have brought in Liquorland, because for so long they vehemently denied that they were more expensive than any other retailer in New Zealand. They, on record, would say our prices are competitive, West Auckland has nothing to worry about, and this whole thing about the trust being too expensive is a complete beat up. And then as people became more and more, I think, cost conscious about what they were charging, and I think the last few years where they had that complete disaster with selling alcohol during the first COVID.
With the online, or you bring them up there?
I mean, it was just a complete... It was just... I mean, it was embarrassing. It was actually embarrassing to see an organisation that disorganised. But I think they did realise that there was a perception that they were expensive, and probably a reality that they were expensive as well. So,
but at the same time, they were licking their lips because they were the only ones selling spirits.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, there were people driving up from Hamilton and to go and buy.
so much to unpack.
It was just extraordinary how badly organised they were on that. You know, I just couldn't believe it. It was just so strange. But I don't think that they would have gone through with the Liquorland deal because it just they'd gone from one extreme to the other. They'd said, oh, you know, our prices are fine, the range is fine, West Aucklanders have got a really great retail environment to buy alcohol from, and then have completely flipped and now said, oh, now, you know, they've got another option, competitive pricing, and, you know, so essentially agreeing with the very things that people were complaining about you know, a few years before. So
because I remember reading an article on the Herald, I think, was it Alan Pollard? Yeah. He wrote an opinion piece. I think he did too, and I think that was Herald's way of you guys doing both opinion pieces, and we'll put it out there. But I read both of them. It was pretty interesting, especially Alan's one, because he had talked about how, you know, we brought in Liquorland to help with the pricing thing. They're going to have the same prices they have all around New Zealand.
Yeah, the Liquorland thing's interesting, right? So I don't think they would have done it if we hadn't started making noise. And yeah, but the Liquorland thing's good. Like, it's a real, you know, you can sort of, you know, criticize it on a number of fronts as well. But I think overall it's a very good thing, and for a number of reasons. One, they do nationwide specials, right? So Liquorland and the trusts honour those. So they run the same specials as they do elsewhere. So, you know, and they're not the same specials as they are at Westlick. So you got two options now, whereas we had one before. So 2 sets of specials instead of one. You know, most people have got 6 sets of specials. We get 2, but 2's better than 1. The trust still control the everyday pricing outside of that, I think. So as I understand it. So, you know, I haven't done a comparison, but I kind of expect that, you know, Liquorlands in West Auckland on their not special stuff is a little bit more expensive than Liquorlands in some other places, but, you know, maybe not the most expensive. There are probably other Liquorlands elsewhere which are, you know, they're not miles out. But the other thing that Liquorland does is it sets the trusts up for competition, right? So they've now got within their business a model that would work with competition. You know, so their supply chain that feeds those Liquorland stores is all hooked into the Liquorland supply chain. So that's through foodstuffs. So, you know, they could just, you know, if we were to get competition, if we were to lose the monopoly overnight for whatever reason, let's say Parliament just did it or whatever, the trust would be able to, you know, they know how to run a franchise that works in a competitive environment. So it's a good thing. I would like to see the trusts move all of their stores off their own branding. You know, we could have Liquorland and Super Liquor and, you know, a couple of other brands, all because they all run franchise models, right? So they can all just be trusts franchisee running all these, you know, the different brands. And then when competition happens, they can keep running those stores if they want, or they can just sell them to someone else who's going to be the franchisee. And it's just like, it's seamless, you know, no staff lose their job or anything. It's transfer with the store sale, and it's like, you know, it's all easy, and, you know, it's just nice.
That's like the McDonald's model, eh? They own the property and the business is the tenant.
Yeah, and ironically, I mean, that's essentially where the trusts are making, the trusts would be much better served as a tenant, sorry, as a landlord, a commercial landlord. You know, that they, you know, it's the same reason I think they really should be looking at moving away from bars and restaurants, because they've got this huge property portfolio that's probably delivering much more returns for them. And rather than sort of face a sort of, you know, because I think eventually the monopoly will go. It sort of seems like an inevitability to me. But I think if they could actually transition away from it and start saying we are not, you know, we need to start moving away from hospitality. This is not our core business.
Yeah.